You're listening to the Incomparables Total Party Kill podcast, and this is your friendly neighborhood TPK producer, Erica Ensign, here to let you know that it's that exciting time of year when we remind all of you that you can directly support Total Party Kill and help keep us going strong and silly by becoming a member of the Incomparable. And you can support TPK directly through a monthly or annual pledge. Why would you want to do that? Well, in addition to ensuring we can continue to bring you wacky hijinks every week, this year, one of your friendly neighborhood DMs, Tony Sindelar, is running a very special adventure that only members will get to hear. And to make sure the silliness quotient is as high as possible, the players are all playing not wizards, but wizards' familiars. Now, how exactly will a party get anything done when it's made up of a cat and some birds and also an octopus? Well, if you want to find out, go to theincomparable.com/members and sign up. You can choose which shows on the network you want to support. All you need to do is check the little ticky box next to Total Party Kill, and your contribution will come to this show after a few very reasonable fees are taken out. Now, if you listen to other podcasts on the Incomparable Network, and you totally should, you can also check those little ticky boxes. Who doesn't love ticky boxes? And your contribution will be shared equally by all the shows that you want to support. And as a thank you for supporting us, members receive lots of extras. It's not just this year's Wacky Familiars adventure. There are several exclusive podcast feeds, including an ad-free special edition of the Incomparable Mothership. You get bootlegs of live recording sessions, and yes, that includes Total Party Kill. And then there's a special feed full of bonus episodes that only members get to hear. And you get access to a super fun members-only Discord. There's tons and tons of Total Party Kill chat. There's also a lot of just general D&D chat. So if you want to talk about how to run a game, how to play, there are so many really cool, fun people talking about that all the time in our Discord, and new members receive free Incomparable swag as well. There are contribution levels at $5, $10, and $20 per month, and annual equivalents are available, of course. If you're already a member, it's super easy to increase your pledge to a higher level and then get some special goodies in return. Woohoo! So if you'd like to support us, please go to theincomparable.com/members to sign up. Thank you so much. And now, on with the show. You're listening to the Incomparables Total Party Kill podcast, in which a group of friends play Dungeons and Dragons on the internet for your amusement. This is episode number 492, recorded April 2024, posted March 2025. Side Quest 2.
Welcome back to Total Party Kill. It's me, Tony Sindelar, a Dungeon Master. I use he, him pronouns. And today we are continuing one of our adventures from the Keys from the Golden Vault series of adventure, specifically the Prisoner 13 adventure, where our intrepid band of Keys have been sent to the faraway remote prison Revel's End in order to make contact with the titular Prisoner 13 and learn a secret from them that they need in order to open a long lost, misplaced, secreted away vault full of wealth that Prisoner 13 ripped off from some people. Let me introduce those people who I don't know if they will introduce their characters, the identities their characters are currently operating under, or just themselves. We'll find out together, starting with Mr. Chip Suttereth. Chip, welcome back. We roped you back into Dungeons & Dragons. It had been a long time, and, we really have thrown you into the deep end here. Thanks for coming back to Total Party Kill.
Clearly, I am atoning for something.
Mm-hmm.
So my character is Josh Molis. He is a chaotic good youth pastor of chaos, basically, although that's redundant. He is currently pretending to be somebody named Ken, just Ken, and he's trying to help Lincoln's character pull off a whole lot of fake prisoner advocacy work.
flim flam, some chicanery, some shenanigans. Also joining us, it's Erica Ensign. Erica, welcome back to Total Party Kill. I think we are legally required to have you on all adventures.
Oh no, so much work for me. That's okay. I don't mind. I get paid, don't I? Oh, shoot. I should really read the fine print before I agree with these things. I am playing Levithia Duisigri, pronouns she, her, just like mine. Levithia is a human ranger, but right now she is known by the name, which I wish I would have used for the entire character. Maybe my next character will be Lexi Shrapnel.
Not too late to change your name to Lexi Shrapnel, everybody. If you do change your name to Lexi Shrapnel, or your name is already Lexi Shrapnel, please let me know. We'll send you a t-shirt or something.
Yeah.
Also joining us, it's Monty Ashley. Just being Monty. How's it going?
Hi, Tony. I am, as you say, Monty Ashley. My pronouns are he, him. Those are all the pronouns of the character I am playing, who is Krong, the bugbear rogue. Krong is currently disguised as a humble maintenance person named Diogenes Mainframe, and I do have a hat of disguise, so I do not look like a bugbear at any given moment.
Also joining us, it's Annette Wierstra. Annette, welcome back to Prisoner 13.
Thank you. I am playing Jay Raff, and both our pronouns are she, her. Jay is an Aasimar paladin who is just a little bit goth and is really into the Raven Queen. But right now, she is pretending to be a prisoner guard, and her name is Anders Carrots. But we spelled carrots really fancy because we made that name up on the spur of the spot, and we did not do as well as Erica.
Lexi Shrapnel. All right, and last but certainly not least, welcome back, Lincoln Hayes.
Hello, Tony. Thank you very much. Lincoln Hayes, he, him, his. I'm playing Xantar Quickhands, a deep gnome sorcerer who's a big fan of Krong's and is apologetic to Josh for last time. But anyway...
Speaking of last time, as you may have picked up, our adventurers have made it to Revel's End, this faraway, icy, remote prison, and they have, through a variety of false identities, infiltrated the prison. Things get a little tricky here because we have player names, character names, and then character aliases, and technically one character has a second alias because things weren't complicated enough. So just to recap, Josh and Xantar have infiltrated the prison as representing the Faerun Prisoners Liberty Association, basically prisoner inspectors, and they are here to conduct inspections, meet with the staff, and they started off with meeting with the warden. More on that soon. Let's see here. Annette is joining us as Jay Raff. Jay is has taken on the role of prison guard. Monty slash Krong is taking on the role of a maintenance worker, which provides
Humble
access, provides kind of low level access to the whole prison, and Erica as of course Levithia, but also as Lexi Shrapnel is a cook in the prison. So basically, their powers combined have a lot of access to a lot of different parts of the prison, and that's good because in addition to the main quest of get the desired information from Prisoner 13, the Golden Vault has saddled them with some side quests. They need to make contact with one of the counselors on the adjudication council. They need to get something to one prisoner. They need to arrange for a corrupt guard to be knocked out of his position of power, and so on. So there's a lot of things to do. Of course, perhaps the most important thing is not get caught. As part of their cover of meeting with the warden, Xantar and Josh did use some magic. Xantar took on a second false identity. Sorry, technically only Xanter did magic. Josh was present while illegal magic was being done. Xanter created the second fake identity of Norma, representative of the Faerun Prisoners Alliance, and successfully cast Charm Person on the Warden. That's right, the Warden of Revel's End, one Marta Manthanis, a high-level, somewhat retired wizard, was successfully charmed, and with her new status as trusted coworker, handed over a good deal of help to our friends. But there is a ticking clock here. For the way Charm Person works is that a person is, your friend for 1 hour, after which they know that they were magically manipulated. So in 1 hour, the warden of the prison is going to realize, hey, something's going on here. And hey, I'm a powerful wizard that runs a large prison industrial complex, and things are going to happen. So we start our adventure today with that ticking clock of the hour. Now, it's challenging in Dungeons & Dragons. How do we do things? Because some stuff happens in real time, some stuff happens faster, and a lot of stuff happens slower. We can also have things happening in parallel. But let me set the stage there. Now, one of the last things that you kind of arranged with Warden Marthanis before you bid adieu was a meeting under the pretense of meeting with a variety of prisoners. They have set you up to have meetings between your Prisoners Alliance. For your first meeting, an interview with Prisoner 13, and they have set up one of these storage rooms on the first floor of the prison to be an improvised meeting room with that prisoner.
Why not the actual meeting room?
I don't think they bring the prisoners up to the meeting rooms. That's why.
It's 10 stories up too.
But there's one right here.
I'm just
Meeting room.
confused about the map, I guess.
Where, which room is meeting room are you thinking of?
That meeting room
Can you
right
see
there.
that pinging?
The map is big, so I'm not sure where
On the
people
left
are pinging.
side,
On the
it
left?
says meeting
Oh.
room.
It's
All
right
right.
south of the storage room you were going to meet us in.
Apparently, I labeled that room as meeting room. Let me just consult. What is that? What was that room? I just picked one of the side rooms. What was that room originally intended for?
Yeah, I'm genuinely
The
curious.
secret escape room, maybe, that we can escape from?
Is there an escape room in this prison break?
There's not an escape room.
Aw.
Yeah,
Hmm.
they were. The
That would be
Guards,
therapeutic,
like-
man.
The guards were working on an escape room, and they accidentally made a prison-themed escape room, and
no.
the warden came in and was like,
And
"Shut
no
it down."
Uh-uh.
All right. You know what? Guess what? I thought I had to improvise a meeting room in the storage room. There is a meeting room built into the prison. Thank you.
Phenomenal.
Some people were paying more attention at the orientation than I was. So yes.
I had a very thorough orientation.
Yeah,
It was like jumping jacks, all
Yep.
sorts of stuff.
Now let's see what else we can get Tony to think that he agreed to in previous
Yeah,
episodes.
I don't know. That was I was impressed. I spent a lot of time prepping this today and apparently missed that minor detail that you all were like totally on top of.
I do have a question about the meeting room, especially since you just found it. There appears to be a ladder.
It's just, to be fair, down the hall from where I was going to assign,
Right.
from the warehouse I was going to put you in. And I do, you know what? We just imagine like you walk past the meeting room and the door is open and there's a conference table with a bunch of chairs and the guard takes you past to like a big room that's like just full of crates. So there's got a couple crates that have been pushed into like a configuration to have a meeting and the lights are all flickery and you're like, can we just meet next door? And the guard's like, I don't know, I'll have to ask. And then, yeah, you get the meeting room. There is indeed in the meeting room, perhaps somewhat strangely, there is a ladder and a hatch to a guard post, observation post on the kind of on the ramparts above the meeting room.
All right. I was just curious about that little piece
That
of
hatch?
architecture.
The meeting room does have a convenient fire exit that takes you to the cold, inhospitable wastes
Of course.
outside Revel's End.
Yep. Since this meeting room is sort of like, it's like the shape of an arrowhead. almost. And so I picture one of those really awkward conference tables that's not one table, it's several long tables, and there's this big useless gap in the middle, except that that's where they put the projector. And everybody's
No one
like
can reach
facing
it.
each other at really weird, awkward angles.
The cable management in here is horrible.
I am thinking of a very specific
trigger
government
me.
of Alberta meeting room, and that is what I am pasting onto this.
Did I mention that I worked for a large university and have spent a lot of time using technology in rooms that predated the knowledge of computers by like 20 years?
I've been in meeting rooms at Microsoft. They're not much better.
Oh, yeah, the chairs are more expensive. You know. Let's see. Xanter, you have turned back. Norma has been abandoned because the heat is too hot on Norma. So you are back in your Stanley persona. Josh, you continue to be Ken, and Ken is mainly a false identity. Ken does not have a false. You don't have the ability to look like someone different, unlike some of our more magically inclined / hat owning friends here. So you have been escorted there. With you is a charmed guard, who is I believe his name is Phil. Phil is going to be your kind of assistant for all things, representing the warden, who I think you chose not to bring with you. And there has been kind of a orders have gone out, and Jay, you are in the main guard area, and you are on shift when there's a kind of a special work order that they need a pair of guards to escort prisoner 13 to the meeting room. And I think you're available.
I have a question.
I am available.
About where I am at this point. I couldn't actually find myself on the map, so I'm not sure. Just because if I happen to be doing rounds or something and heard that, I would probably try to like extemporaneous, like, I think I heard something about I was supposed to bring snacks or something for the interviewers, not for the prisoner.
Yeah.
But I will only do that.
I
there
found
I am.
your token.
Ooh,
Yeah,
there
I
you
found
are.
it.
Where was it?
They probably need. I mean, especially, sorry, I keep getting mixed up on people's multiple names. Xanther and Josh. Perhaps you'd like to order some tea and crackers for your meetings with the prisoners.
I would like to be the insert myself into the process to be the one to bring the tea and crackers or whatever in however I need to.
All right. Krong, a variety of people are making their way to that side of the prison to be in or adjacent to that meeting when it happens. Do you have any interest in that? Or would you like to use this opportunity to do other things in Revel's End?
I would like to do other things in Revel's End.
Okay. Should we start with you, Krong, or come back to you after the meeting happens?
That's up to you, baby.
Do you have a sense of how complicated the things you want to do are?
I was going to aim for like a quarter of the time that their meetings spent. So they should go first.
Okay. All right. So it has taken, I think, about 15 minutes from when you have cast Charm Person for the meeting to be basically assembled. The guard Phil escorts Ken and Stanley and to the meeting room. Furniture is moved around, tea and crackers are sent for, and of course the order has gone out to escort prisoner 13. Elsewhere in the prisoner, Jay, you are with I believe you've been occasionally teamed with the Surly Guard Wentworth. This is apparently a high-profile enough thing that the head guard Eula is there, and you are basically taken over to the cell for prisoner 13. There's shouting going back and forth. The guards in the central panopticon mechanically operate the door to prisoner 13's cell. Prisoner 13 steps forward. There's lots of guards around, make sure nothing happens, and everyone is kind of supervised as prisoner 13 is handcuffed and manacled and chained up. And then you and another guard kind of walk with prisoner 13 in between you over to the meeting room. Any questions about that process or things you want to try and make happen while that's happening?
I would like to wait for an opportunity to perhaps slide a message to Prisoner 13 to say, I am here from the Golden Vault.
Okay. I think you could easily do that if you especially if you prepared the thing previously. Let me just remind you. I think I described Prisoner 13 in a previous session, but here is art of a character meeting with Prisoner 13. So Prisoner 13 is a dwarven woman. She's got kind of pink hair, and she is covered in tattoos. She has tattoos on her, at least that you can see, on her arms and neck and face. And she, she's on the short side because she's a dwarf, but she looks pretty stout and pretty serious. And this whole time, she seems just completely unfazed by what's happening as you, chain her up and walk her from one side of the prison to the other. And so, Jay, you are perhaps, I don't know if you are surprised or not, to find yourself walking Prisoner 13 into a meeting room where some of your compatriots are seated at a conference table. Another compatriot is wheeling a cart with tea and crackers in and setting them up. And there are a good number of other NPC guards around as well.
All right, my cart is, typical cart with a couple of different shelves. I tried to make it nice by taking like a big long tea towel to like sort of go over it and over the side so that it sort of covers what would be on that top shelf, like not the first shelf. And as I wheel it in, since the snacks are supposed to be for the interviewers, I will wheel it over right next to Josh, and it's sort of like just like wiggle the thing so that he can recognize that if he wanted to divest himself of the bag of holding and have it someplace a little bit less obvious than a guest that might be considered sketchy at some point in the next hour, that a bag of holding could be slid onto that shelf.
That is remarkably prescient
Wow.
of Lexi Shrapnel.
That is
and saves me the trouble of trying to do the wild eye gesture thing, but subtly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone in the meeting is making wild-eyed gestures.
Yeah.
Phil the guard is like, does
At
everyone have something wrong with their contacts? What is going on?
At the appropriate moment, Tony, I slide the bag of holding under the
Give
cart.
me a very easy, I think we'd call this probably like sleight of hand check.
I would also do something to be a bit of a distraction, like spilling a little bit of tea over by Xanter or
Do
something.
it with, that sounds like help to me. You can make it with advantage.
All right. Sounds good. I am rolling
When I say
the dice.
easy, I'm looking for 10 or above.
22.
Wow.
Critical
Wowza.
success. No one notices. It's like you did a switcheroo. You know what? Maybe there was even this is Lexi Shrapnel. Lexi Shrapnel had like another bag, clearly not a bag of holding, but you have just switched your bag of holding with like a lesser messenger bag, Indiana Jones style. So no one even notices. So like, hey, did you have a bag before? You still have a bag. That's how amazing it is. Lexi Shrapnel, or as if we have to use your human name, Erica, you get advantage for setting this whole situation up.
You mean inspiration?
Yeah, sorry, inspiration. Yeah,
Yay! I'm so
which you
excited.
can later use to get advantage.
That's the
Wow.
third time
This is the
I've
greatest
heard
day
Tony give
ever.
Inspiration.
Yeah, every now and then somebody does something.
Yeah, usually you give it to people for doing something really reckless and stupid, and I don't usually do that, so I don't get it very often.
Yeah, well, hey, you're now getting rewarded for helping people who did something very reckless.
Oh, okay. I need to put this into my usual rotation.
Yeah, into your
Got it.
complicated flow chart of how does Tony work.
Yep.
If you figure that out, let me know because I need, I could use some help. Levithia, I think this may be your opportunity to exit with the bag of holding at this point. It seems like your ability to hang out during the meeting might attract some attention.
Correct. I think I will I think I will see if I can continue around and like drop off other supplies that are maybe on the very bottom shelf of the cart to other
Okay.
prisoners, if that makes sense at this point.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm not all the way
Before
back in the
she
kitchen
goes-
immediately.
Oh, before
she
Lexi
goes,
Shrapnel
I will
returns
make
to the
a-
kitchens.
A display of this as she's leaving. Be like, can you just check back like every, I don't know, half hour or so, see if we need anything. I don't know if there's like a
Yeah, keep the
intercom
hot tea
system
coming.
here. Yeah,
Mm.
There's
it's really cold in here.
Yeah, it is chilly in
I'll
here.
bring refills.
Yeah.
And
Everyone seems to think that that's a great idea, including the other guards who I have not named yet, who are loitering nearby, Phil and his unnamed colleagues. When Wentworth and Jay arrive with Prisoner 13 and march Prisoner 13 in. So, Levithia, I think you would probably have the ability to loiter nearby if needed, at least for a short time, somewhat inconspicuously. But you're doing business on this side of the prison, so you have a cover for any shenanigans you might get up to.
Gotcha.
So, all right, Jay and Wentworth march Prisoner 13 in. She's a dwarf. She's covered in tattoos. She's got pink hair and kind of a punk mohawky kind of look. I don't know. Somebody can tell me the exact name of that hairstyle based on the art that I've sent to you. I guess it's not quite a mohawk, but and she just kind of marches in looking relatively defiant, given that she is handcuffed and manacled and shackled, and takes a seat in clearly the chair indicated for her, kind of in front of the conference table where Josh and Xanter have positioned themselves. So I'm going to say that in addition to the player characters and Prisoner 13, the other guards in this room are Phil, who is still charmed by Xanter, Wentworth, senior guard, who is shift partners with Jay, and we'll say that there's one other guard who's hanging out nearby. Do I have more guard names? Surely I do.
Surely it is.
Surely the guard. Thank you. So three other guards, and I think they're all kind of looking at Xanter and Josh. All right, Prisoner 13 kind of glares around at all of you, spits on the ground, and says, "Well, this is the worst job interview I've ever seen."
I like her.
I have a bit of a crush on her. She's kind of awesome.
If you were a tree, what would you be?
Is that actually what Josh is asking?
No.
Oh, okay. If somebody asked me that in a job interview, I mean, I guess I would sigh and answer the question, but I'd like to think that I would someday be the person that would walk out. But
A weeping willow, it sounds like.
I would not be a tree. I would be a something else.
Cactus.
Cactus.
Prickly.
A tree.
And a
you
whole
can't
story
hug.
about plants later. Is a cactus a tree? I don't think it's a tree.
That's
But
Bit
that's a different.
Roberts of the San
It's a
Diego
bush,
Padres
I
that
believe.
question once.
Oh. So Xanter and Josh, I think this is your show, at least to kick off here.
I will drink my tea
Mm-hmm.
and look to Josh.
Okay. Several of the guards have clearly disengaged and are I mean, I think they're keeping an eye on Prisoner 13, but clearly not paying the interviewers any questions, any attention.
The guards got tea, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
would like-
been there for
Was that tea drugged? Is that something you forgot to tell me about an hour ago?
I could have been there
Only-
and used thieves' can't. Sorry.
Only
Yeah.
mildly.
Mm.
Just enough to, I don't want them falling down. I just want them very sleepy, leaning against the wall.
All right.
Mm-hmm. I have experience in poisoning people, if you recall from a previous
I do
adventure.
recall.
I've
My
known
do-
Levithia a long time, and I didn't drink any tea.
Do Xanter and Josh know about this, or they?
It's not in their tea. It was in the cups.
Okay.
I know what I'm doing.
Okay, I just imagine if you drugged everybody and just you come back in 30 minutes and everyone's asleep.
No,
It's the
no,
chillest
no.
low-key prison break. So You have scored yourself a meeting with Prisoner 13. You know that Prisoner 13 is the person that ripped off the people that sent you on this mission. For you were sent on this mission by the Dwarven clan, the Axebreaker clan. Does that sound right?
Mhm.
Prisoner 13, believed, basically stole the Axebreaker fortune, locked it away in a vault. The Axebreaker clan has eventually, after years of work, located the vault, but is unable to break the magic seal on it. They want the answer to how did they get into the vault. Prisoner 13 has that, but they were beyond the reach of most people's means, except for you Keys from the Golden Vault, who now find yourself face to face with Prisoner 13. She takes turns glaring at each of you.
So we don't have to free her necessarily. We just need the information from her, right?
You don't know what the key is, whether it's a physical thing or a idea or a thing. So, unclear what you need to do to gain the cooperation or the help of Prisoner 13. She continues to glare.
I cough.
I don't remember what Stanley sounded like, so it'll just sound like this. Prisoner 13, it's so great to meet you. My name is Stanley. This is Ken. We are from the Faerun Prisoners Liberties Association, and we're just here doing interviews with everyone in the prison to make sure that everything's above board and you're being taken care of. I mean, aside from the terrible temperature, am I right?
Could be warmer. I think I've been taken well care of here. Nothing but kind words to say about the warden and her goons. I'm sorry. Her employees. Prisoner 13 winks at Jay.
Jay winks back.
Sensing that this is not an interrogation, Prisoner 13 kind of like leans back, kind of starts rocking the chair a little bit. Looks real relaxed.
Can I just start with maybe some of your history? Obviously, we can't get your name, but is this the first time you've been incarcerated? Have you been in other prisons around Faerun that you can kind of compare and contrast?
Well, this would be it. They only had to catch you once. Hope to be my last, but if I ever get out.
I look to Ken.
Do you have any information that you would like to get out of that we could share out of the Revel's End that we could, share with important people for you? One of the things that we try to do is we try to be a bridge to the outside world.
Prisoner 13 kind of looks over her shoulder at the several guards hanging around behind her and says, "I'm good." Crosses her arms.
Are they paying attention? Are they enjoying their tea?
I mean, they're there, so they're not, they are, I would say they are not paying attention, but, you are being observed. Does one of you want to give me a quick Arcana check on, on Prisoner 13?
I'm a +2.
Let's do it. Let's both do it.
Yeah, do it.
It's a dirty 20.
Okay.
It's a pristine 4.
A pristine 4. Ken looking at / Josh looking at Prisoner 13's tattoos, there sure are a lot of them. Xanter / Stanley, you can't help but notice that these are many of these tattoos covering Prisoner 13's arms and so on seem to have arcane properties. And you notice there are like runes worked into the tattoos on each of her fingers. Let's see. I think you're gonna get the knowledge of one of these tattoos. I will tell you that you recognize there's a tattoo on the side of Prisoner 13's face that I don't know if you've ever seen one before, but maybe you've read about it. It's a powerful, very hard to acquire magical tattoo known as a Mind Link tattoo that suggests that Prisoner 13 has the ability, when not locked up in an anti-magic field, to communicate telepathically with people they choose.
this area of the prison is anti-magic. I remember the cells were.
The cells were set up with anti-magic fields. The meeting room is not.
Interesting. Oh, you know what I've got? I have telepathic speech.
Hmm.
So
Which you, of course, could use on anybody, but
I could, and
could
I've
be
used it
useful if you
on
want to
Ken.
convey a message that you don't want Shirley or Phil or Wentworth to overhear.
I won't make secret that I'm looking at her tattoos,
Mhm.
and then I'll just say, "Those are really interesting. Where did you get them?" And then telepathically connect with her and say, "The Mind Link tattoo. Who are you connected to? That's very interesting."
Now, with telepathy, does she have the ability to reply to you, or telepathically, or not? Is it
You
just
and
a
the
one-way?
chosen creature can speak telepathically with each other while you are within 4 miles of each other.
For how
It
long?
lasts for 4 minutes.
Oh, 4 minutes. Um,
How
She-
how challenging would distraction of me and her making small talk while she's having the real conversation with you be?
sounds almost effortless given the pretenses that you have set up here. So,
I am happy to keep blabbing and asking her basic questions about how well she's treated and how good the food is, etc., while Lincoln goes to work.
all right. So she's, Prisoner 13 is trying to keep up the conversation with the kind of mundane questionnaire that Josh has prepared, but at the same time having a 4-minute back and forth meeting of the minds with Xanter. Her face kind of like seems like, well, this is the most interesting thing that's happened, if not today, in quite a while. And she messages back to you, Xanter. Here and there, I get around. Good eye.
Thanks. So now that we're connected like this, we're from the Golden Vault, and we're here. They need us to find out what the key is to, and I remember the name because you just
Yep.
said it.
The name of the vault that Prisoner 13 secreted away.
Because for the characters, it has not been 4 months since we got here.
Nope, it is not. It has been,
No.
but 4 hours. And you get kind of a musing thought email back from Prisoner 13. The Axebreaker clan. That was one of my first jobs back in the early days when I was making my bones. I suppose I could remember the key to that particular vault if it was worth my while.
I think that's why we're here, to make it worth your while. And then I say aloud, "No, really."
What do you have to offer? I'm really doing quite well for myself here.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, we were sent by the Golden Vault and basically told by any means necessary. I think we could bust you out if we had to. I mean, we're not super tough, but we're crafty. Do you not want out?
You're too kind. I'm actually very comfortable here. The opportunity of Revel's End has given me the chance to meet with some very helpful professionals in my field of business, and my empire has only expanded. I'm in no hurry to get out. But if you were interested in helping me, there is one thing that I could use. The warden has a ledger up in her office. It contains all the names, the true names, the crimes, and information on all of the prisoners here in Revel's End. I would like to read that ledger. Bring me the ledger, you'll get your key. She kind of cuts off her conversation with Ken, claps and stands up, stretches, and looks over at the two guards that marched her in, Jay and Shirley, and says, Jay and Wentworth. Shirley is just standing nearby with Phil, says, I think we're done here.
Thank you so much, Prisoner 13. Ken, that was very illuminating, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
Wentworth moves forward to check Prisoner 13's shackles and motions Jay for you to follow and escort Prisoner 13 back to her cell.
as soon as they start to go, telepathic link to Josh, and I convey what was told to me, and I say, I think we need to do a handful more of these interviews to keep up the ruse, and then maybe we can regroup with the others.
Mm-hmm. Phil is still here. Phil is still charmed by you, and he looks down. He's got a clipboard. I don't know if he's always been carrying a clipboard or if he ran off to get it, and says, "Who should we bring in next?"
We have some kind of ledger from the warden we got before.
Didn't we get a list of the prisoners
Yeah.
from her?
Who was it that nabbed that? Was it the two of you or was it Krong?
It was not me. So one of you
Okay.
guys has it.
I
and
think-
you should.
I will
Yeah.
say it's not. You may have like a sheet of information. You definitely don't have the ledger.
But
Yeah.
you
Okay.
can get Neuro Stout Spark in here and give him the sending stone.
You certainly could.
Mhm.
If we knew what number Nero he
That's what-
was.
The sheet you got has their
I
names
believe-
and
yes.
numbers on it. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Let's
that's-
do this one.
Pick a number there. What number was it, Josh?
Was whatever
Um,
number Noro Stoutspark was.
There's
Yeah.
not canonically a number. I'm asking you to provide a number for story purposes.
I rolled a
It's-
2.
It's the right
No.
number. It's going to be a high number, though.
Number 42.
All right, 242.
Hey.
Yeah. It's a story we tell together, people.
Well done.
Phil jots down on his clipboard and sends Shirley running off to the Panopticon to arrange for the next prisoner to be brought in. Now, I think that this has taken probably, with setting up the meeting, having the meeting happening and moving around, I think this has probably taken a solid 40 minutes of your hour that you have until the warden realizes what's going on. Does anyone want to debate me on my timekeeping?
No, but Xanter, did you happen to telepathically share with anybody other than me that we're on a clock?
I hadn't, no.
Okay.
I'm
So-
blindly off.
Yeah.
Who?
well, I'm going
is-
to be doing things during this meeting, and that's going to
Yeah.
have
Yes.
some effect on some things.
Let's do those things now.
Meanwhile,
On the other side of the prison, Krong / Diogenes mainframe, maintenance worker to the stars. If by stars you mean prison staff. Krong, what are you up to?
I'm following the warden.
Oh, okay. You have headed up. The warden is up in the tower. I imagine that, as a maintenance worker during normal operations of prison, you can just come and go and nobody pays you any mind. There might occasionally be a place where a guard has to unlock a door for you, or a guard gives you a look over and then waves you past, but you are free to come and go. So you have headed I believe up to the Panopticon and up the stairs in the central spire. The warden I think is just in her office, which is up on the 10th floor of the tower, and that's where you're headed.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see if I did this right. Over here, there is on tower level 2. This is where somewhere near where they had their meeting. That's where Warden Marthanis keeps her office. Krong, you head up the stairs. There's a kind of sleepy guard stationed outside the door. I think we know his name is Nathan. There's some cold tea sitting on a conference table that he fetched for someone who doesn't exist, Norma. And without asking for any explanation, Nathan just holds the door open for the warden's office and shows you in. I don't think anyone has seen the warden's office yet, so let me just describe it. Beyond the meeting room is the office. It's it's kind of a small kind of wedge of a hexagon shaped room, and it is crowded with stacks of paper and basically kind of wooden file cabinets that presumably hold more paper. Kind of right in the middle of it is a big wooden desk piled with parchment and quills and ink. It is a little bit on the side of chaotic versus controlled mess. And the warden is there kind of scribbling away at something on her desk. But she looks up as you come in, and she looks at you as if she's trying to remember your name, and it's just saying like, "Apologies, are you new here?"
You're in great danger.
I'm in great danger, you say. Why do you say that?
To warn you about the great danger you're in.
She gestures and the door behind you closes. Major.
That'll help.
I can drop this disguise now. And I replace my mild-mannered maintenance man disguise with a black knight.
Oh.
As full tall as I am as a bugbear, which is 7 or 8 feet or something, I forget. Shiny black armor, standing straight up at attention.
I suggest that you identify yourself immediately, and the warden kind of rustles around on her desk. You see her that she seems to be reaching for a spell book.
I am from the Order of the Iron Sword. Krivnorixis is compromised, and I toss the ledger I got from Krivnorixis' room onto her desk.
She flips it open and sees that it is indeed one of Krivnorix's, basically his diary, his journal, all of his files. Indeed, basically the confidential files of one of her counselors, one of the people who stands on the adjudication committee and is responsible for the release of prisoners. And how did you come to have this information?
Please understand, I cannot share all the details. I do not know everything yet. All I can say is that Krivnorixis is going to vote against commutation for Atreus Firebrand, and I believe he has been threatened to do so.
Well, I think I will have to have that vote canceled and send for new counselors to do a process that will be unimpeachable. Sir, what is your name?
My name is Diogenes Mainframe.
It's true.
How can you not believe somebody named Diogenes Mainframe?
How can you not? This plan is very confusing. I'm a little unsure how it's going to play out, but it does technically sound like a plan.
Certainly multifaceted.
Diogenes, I thank you. I am but a simple warden, but I have many friends. I will make sure I'm not familiar with your order, but I trust that they are creatures of good character.
There are other plans afoot in your prison. May I ask, what measures have you taken?
There are powerful anti-magic fields everywhere. The guards are well trained and well vetted. What plans do you speak of?
If someone were to poison the food supply, do you have someone who tests the food? Do you have someone who checks on this sort of thing? What I'm doing right now, just so everybody knows, is I'm doing side quest 2, Investigate the Warden. The warden has a reputation as a law-abiding and fair bureaucratic official, but the Golden Vault has heard some strange rumors regarding recent behavior, so I'm trying to feel her out.
Yeah. The warden seems just like the food, but I mean, there's so many people to feed. If I can't trust the kitchen, who can I? She starts kind of twitching, and then, Krog, what languages do you speak?
Oh, that's a great question.
It's always a good thing to just slow down some conversation and role playing. What languages do you speak again?
Common, Giant, and Thieves' Cant.
Well, I'm going to tell you with Giant is similar to Dwarven, and so What? Yeah, that's deeply
boy.
offensive when you know the racial history. But I don't think you can tell what she is saying, but she seems to suddenly be swearing, kind of just swearing up a storm in Dwarven.
Is there something wrong? Please send me on a quest.
The warden knocks a huge pile of papers off of her own desk and falls to the ground, twitching and shouting in Dwarven.
This is where it would be nice if somebody had told me that I needed to get a ledger from the
It sure would.
room.
If only people
you weren't
had
even in the room.
sending.
I reach out
Yeah.
with my
The
mind.
assistant Nathan
Oh, where are
rushes into the room, pushes past, I guess. I'll give you a chance. You hear the door open as
Back to mild-mannered sweet people.
all right. Nathan, the guard / tea fetcher, pushes past mild-mannered Diogenes Mainframe, the maintainer, and rushes over to the warden. As he rushes past you, Diogenes Mainframe, you hear Nathan mutter under his breath, "Not again." And that, I think, is where we will pause for this evening. Krong has successfully infiltrated the warden's office and learned things. Stuff. Others have made contact with Prisoner 13 and learned what they need to do in exchange for getting the information they want. It seems like they are well positioned to possibly close the books on this heist soon, except that it's probably only about 20 minutes until the warden realizes the effects of Charm Person and this whole prison goes into lockdown. What exciting facts will they learn in the next 20 minutes from the Prisoner 242 that you have requested an interview with? Well, you'll hand him a rock that the Golden Vault sent you to hand him, at least. Will the warden wake up from their strange fit that they're having on the ground of her very own office? And what will happen when the Charm Person spell finally wears off? Will they be interred here, or will they be summarily executed out in the yard outside of Revel's End? Those are the only options. For answers to questions such as these, tune in next time to Total Party Kill.
The Incomparable Podcast Network. Become a member and support this show today. theincomparable.com/members